Hello, you've joined us here in Shephard headquarters. We're covering EW Europe next week, and I'm here with Tim Fish. He's a Digital Battlespace editor. He's going to run us through maybe some of the key trends that are going to take place next week at the show. Yeah, Tim, maybe you can tell us what you think will happen and what the people that are there are going to be talking about.
One of the main focuses we've been looking at recently is the use of electronic warfare in urban areas. One of the key bits of technology is trying to get the use of radio frequency, which can look through walls into the hands of soldiers on the ground, so they can actually use that in their operations. It's about trying to manage the ultra wideband frequency so that you can use that to detect the layout of rooms and the movement of people, even down to such small things like a heartbeat or breathing. Yeah,
it's very interesting technology. Urban operations as well, they're being enhanced with the use of UAVs, and what we're seeing as well, I think, in the EW space is additional payloads now being fitted to those UAVs for things like signals intelligence, also ESM. We've seen that with products like Sage from Leonardo, and that's quite an interesting development as well in terms of those urban operations. Maybe you can tell us more. Obviously, I've mentioned UAVs, but just the airborne environment for EW is quite important, isn't it?
One of the other trends that's coming to the fore in recent times has been the protection of assets from radar-guided threats. And this is something that's driving the ELINT market at the moment, which is set to grow by 3 to 5% over the next decade. Now, the evolution of modern radar means that really we're kind of looking at, we need to have up-to-date detection and richer and finer measurements as a result as well.
And that really stems from the capabilities that are coming out of countries like Russia and China, and some of their radar systems now are incredibly advanced, and you're looking at systems like the S-400, things like that, where it's going to be a real challenge for these fifth generation fighters that are up and coming. But Russia itself, it seems to have mastered almost the EW domain, and it also then brings in other sectors as well, such as cyber. I mean, maybe you can explain a bit more on that.
What's been happening over the last decade is that Russia has really been able to master the use of cyber and EW together. It's been doing this since well before it actually invaded Georgia in 2008, and it's been developing it ever since, and it's been doing it in an operational environment. So they're actually getting far ahead of the West in this particular area. So one of the keys of the EW conference that we're looking at next week is how the West is going to counteract these technologies and try and look ahead at trying to see what they can do in terms of electronic attacks and maybe stave off some of these attempts in the future.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting show. We're going to be covering it all week. We'll have video, we'll have free-to-view news stories as well. So please feel free to check that out, and hopefully we'll see you at the show as well.